point did you sort of move from that sort of blues, jazzy tradition into something which seemed to be going somewhere else, a bit different? So it was more of a... Things seemed to be coming together that some... I don't know, you were beginning to create your own sort of music. Sid maybe writing some songs and all the blues and so on that you were kind of imitating a bit.
And then we went a bit more...
which was sort of...
Candy in a currant bun and, you know, those things. I listened to the...
What would you say, I mean, Walk With Me Sydney, what would you say was your kind of sense of him at the time? Do you think he was an unusual guy in terms of your group?
Well, he was always very bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Sid, he had an enormous...
and, you know, he's like, almost like nothing else in a way. It's like, I know some people say it's influential, but in a way no one's really been able to imitate it because it seems so unique in a way.
Yeah.
At the time, it probably didn't feel like...
What was good was the way that he allowed the lyric and the rhythm to attach to one another in a way that was both poetic.
It's like a conversation about a bike. There's nothing kind of staged or sort of crafted.
It's very painterly. It's like, you know, I remember a painting he did and gave to a great friend of ours called Adrian Taylor, who was a lawyer.
2 shots of vodka.
I don't know where I felt like I get a little drink around here, do you, bud?
It's a good one, actually. Yeah, it's.
I can be driving along in the car and I'll suddenly sing it, and which seemed to me to be, you know, a direct continuation of the songs that he wrote when he was still in the band, but he was already schizophrenic and consequently was feeling this awful alienation from everything and everybody.
But a little bit strange that after he'd sort of ignored you,
well, he may be one of the Pink Floyd with nothing after Sid kind of camp, you know, of which there are a number.
Because that really is the album that I guess Sid's reputation as a songwriter kind of rests on. Really, it's very short.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. New 5 gum. Stimulate your senses.
Astronomy, Domino, which is tremendously inventive in terms of the musical side, the musicality of it. And then just pure songwriting with Bike, you know, it's a great spectrum in one album. And yet so quick, so fast, you know, such a concentrated short period of time.
Well, I'm not sure that it is, you see, because like all first albums.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. New 5 gum. Stimulate your senses.
That would be my guess.
At what point did it all start to go wrong for you and for Sid? I mean, obviously there was drug taking, but that must have been going on generally. At what point did it start to seem like...
Well, it may have well have been going on generally. I wasn't doing any drugs at all.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. Stimulate your senses.
In the warmth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
was there a point when you personally... Okay, so just...
Do you want to change reels?
Was there a point when you personally sort of took a look at Sid and thought...
And he said, with a new song. Oh, great, how does it go?
And just going back to the wall, that... were you saying in that it's almost like this, you know, it could have happened to you. You had similar kind of experiences in life to some extent, with fathers dying young and the same kind of education. Was it like almost like for the grace of God there go I, you know? This sort of closeness of madness.
Well,
feels to chew 5 gum. New 5 gum. Stimulate your senses.
Way. And suddenly everything telescoped. Everything went down the other end of a telescope. It all just went, all the everything. And I thought, fuck me, I'm going mad. This is what it must be like. So easy not to live the moments of our life, just to go through motions and, you know, to get into a kind of a routine and not actually be aware of the fact that, you know, life is good.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. Stimulate your senses.
Is it one of the reasons why your albums are so successful? And they do strike an unusual kind of emotional chord, really.
I'm sure it is, yeah. You know, it's like, you know, in a way, I think that the shape of
Wrestling with very important kind of personal, social issues, which not a lot of songs are, actually.
well, I'm still wrestling, and I'm in the middle of a new album which I'm working on this year, and so, you know,
You've got to go off and do it.
the songs are still coming. I better go back to work.
Sure.